Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, where I am, and good night to some people. But Roger, it's another edition of the Roger and Ingle Sports Hour on Love Bay Beats Music Talk Radio. And the day I came over to Zimbabwe, and the day I left, it was some horrendous because I had to shovel snow first. Some of the guys had issues because the Ubers wouldn't come and pick them up. So
Correct, correct.
it wasn't such a good nice day. And I'm hearing now that today is going to be even more snow.
Well, you know what? Good morning, everyone. It is so amusing when I look back at Thursday because it was a lot of snow for the first time for me, it's like a couple of years we got so much snow. And they're saying 5 centimeters today and 25 tomorrow. So today itself is not going to be too bad. But I think they're
Mhm.
saying tomorrow is when we're going to get hit really hard again. So I don't know where to put the snow because it almost killed my poor back shoveling all of that snow, and the mountains are so high already. So it's going to be interesting to see if we do get 25 centimeters of snow tomorrow, plus 5 today, that would make it 30. I don't know, man. Where are we going to put all this snow?
I think the city now has to come out and move it and put it
Uh,
somewhere.
they
And
have not
get,
been doing a good job of that. You know, it's messy where I live still in some places.
yeah, actually, the morning I was driving to the airport and I heard them saying, "Oh, the highways are good now," but when I got on the highway, it was terrible. So I don't know which highway
Exactly.
that those people were talking about.
Like, what
So
good are you talking about? Everybody's sliding all over the place.
yeah, there was a few cars in the
It is.
bank in the ditch and stuff. It was terrible. Yes, but let's hope things get better. And yeah, I'm happy to be in this weather. But it I felt the difference because as soon as I came out, it was so hot. You know,
Ah,
we longed for the heat, but then it was
like,
unbearable.
wow, wow.
Yeah,
Well, what's the temperature like there?
the temperature here is up in the 30s. So
Oh, so
yeah,
you're moving from the
it's
-8 and the -10 to +30.
yes, it is
Big
ridiculously hot.
shift. I hope you
So.
don't get sick with that fast change of temperature there.
No, I hope not either. So I've got my AC on to make it sure that it's it feels that
Transition
it's warm still.
slowly.
Yeah, slowly I get adjusted to the weather,
Yes,
but
yes.
it's been good. As usual, there's a lot to talk about, Roger. There's cricket going on, there's track and field, and I've seen some good results in the track and field. There's also tennis. We have um, we have to talk about the Super Bowl, I guess, right?
Yeah, we on well, you know what? I'm happy and I'm sad. You know, I wore my Kansas City Chiefs T-shirt last weekend, so I'm sad about that. But I'm happy for Philly and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, happy for them too. My only disappointment is I was expecting a better game, closer
Yeah.
game, but just something just went wrong in the first half, and then
The whole
just to
game,
have
they did nothing.
whole game, but when they kind of few scores coming on to the end,
See that?
back
You see, that's because Philly took their foot off the gas. I mean, they already won the game, so Kansas had, I call it,
ex-
cheap points at the end.
exactly. So I think it was never going to be a chance for Kansas City at all, and but that's how it is, and that's how sometimes it goes when it comes to these games. So.
Yeah, yeah. Now Kelsey's talking about retirement and all of that stuff. So who knows? You know, it may be a totally different Casey next year, but they're not happy with how they performed, and I think they're saying they're going to come back next year to take it back. So let's see if they can do that.
Yeah, I think they have to come back, regroup, come back. And I'm not surprised that Kelsey retires. He did not have a good game. He did not have a lot during the whole season, actually. But
Yeah, he showed up every now and again for sure. He wasn't the consistent star that we have known him to be. So I don't know if it's a Taylor Swift thing. I don't know if it's an age thing, but yeah, he wasn't looking the same Kelsey this year, and he certainly wasn't Kelsey at all in the finals.
yeah, and the thing that happened is that Taylor Swift got booed, and he didn't take
I
that
didn't
well.
get that though. I didn't.
I
Why
didn't
were they
get it
booing her?
either. I'm
It's
only
weird.
the only thing I can think of because she supported Kamala. I was wondering if it has anything to politics that Trump people were there booing her, but I can't see
Maybe
any other reason.
Yeah, you're right. Trump was there. Maybe that's what it was. Because like, why are they booing her? She didn't deserve that, but people are people these
Not
days,
at all. Yeah, the world is totally different. So
right? It's
it
upside
is
down.
crazy. It is upside down. Yeah, but a good win. Second, I guess they avenged their loss for a couple of years ago,
Couple years ago, yeah.
and yeah, I think Jalen Hurst had a picture of himself walking off and that dejected and after that loss. So, and
Yeah.
I guess that was a reminder for him to do something special that day.
That's what stoked the fire in him, man. Every time he looks at that picture, I'm pretty sure he's saying, I gotta fix this. And he did.
He did for sure. And I just didn't know what happened. I don't know in the first
I
half.
think
I mean,
just watching, I think when I mentioned last week that Casey didn't have a really strong running game, they found ways to win. So
hmm
basically they just shut them down. On the first ball they had, they shut them down. Mahomes had nowhere to go.
yeah,
And he
Mahomes
started
had no
throwing in his interceptions. From my side, I'm like, they're in serious trouble because he doesn't throw interceptions.
right
And he
and a
had
couple of
two in the first
sacks
half.
and some sacks, and I said, no, this is
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
Mahomes.
No,
So I just
no. I was like, wow, this is gonna be not a good day. And it just kept getting, oh, this is getting to be a worse day.
big it was. But they had
Yeah.
their big parade yesterday, Philly, and the crowd came out and
Massive parade,
supported
man.
them.
And
So
I'm happy for that city because, I like going there. So I'm happy for them.
yeah, you normally go there in April for the games and stuff, right?
Yeah, the pen relays. So I think
And,
like from
yeah,
2000, from 1996 to about 2015, I went almost every year. So it's like a second place for me to hang out.
yes, for sure. So we have new Super Bowl champions. There was no record, there was no three-peat, and now after regroup. But you can't, still, you can't take anything away from what Kansas City has done. I mean, getting to five Super Bowls in the last 6 years has been
Yeah,
great.
that's awesome. Awesome.
It is definitely awesome. And if we talk some tennis, Roger, because what a sort of, not even unquote, what they gave Sinner a 3 month ban.
2 months.
It's
Well, I don't know. I
it's like
don't.
it's it's nothing really because he's not going to miss any of the majors.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. It's like, okay, they're not punishing him. They're just telling him, you know what, to avoid the noise, take a break. You have nothing to lose anyway. You won the Australian, and by the time the 3 months is up, you can go for the French. So,
Yeah, they're basically saying that they accepted that he had no intent and did not derive any competitive advantage from the two positive tests. Well, why don't did you investigate that before?
I
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous how this has played out. And, it takes away from all the winning that is happening for him because he's now looking almost unbeatable.
Yeah, he's looking unbeatable, and in the back of some of the players' mind, they're still going to be thinking he's a cheat.
Yeah, he's a cheat,
And
right? So it really
we
takes
know
away
that
from his greatness.
yeah, Nick Kyrgios, he doesn't hold back. He actually said that the decision is ridiculous.
It is.
And yeah, so yeah,
It
but
is.
somebody must have had some chats and said, listen, let's get this over. We need him in tennis. There's some top tennis players who said that actually that he's needed. So who knows?
Sort of, because he's winning so much now. He's, as I said, almost unbeatable. They're putting him up with all the big names from before. They're comparing him to them. So the sport needs a star like that. I mean, so what
Hmm
can they do? They almost supposed to just say, you know what? History will show that I gave him a ban. So that's all this is.
Yes, that's all it said. Yeah, pat on the back. But yeah,
Yeah,
but let's hope some top players. You know, they can compete. Let's hope that they can get to that level and compete with him and make it competitive because you don't want a one-sided tennis.
you don't want to
Although,
one-sided tennis at all. I tell you. It's. I don't mind the dominance, but I mean, it has to be competitive as well. I'm hopeful that Alcaraz will find a way to start winning again because he did win over there in Rotterdam. His first indoor
Yes.
hardcore title of his career. So maybe it's a sign that he's finally getting serious about winning stuff. And then we should have some nice competition between Sinner and Alcaraz going forward.
Yeah, let's hope that for sure. Let's hope he can be consistent, and because
Yes,
right now, as this is Alcaraz, I mean, Sinner just looks
Sinner.
unbeatable.
Yeah,
I
which is
just hope that
good
he
for
can
him, but not
just.
so good for me.
Anything else on tennis? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I
there was
haven't
this thing
had a
about the
chance to
U.S.
catch.
Open. So the U.S. Open has
Mhm.
decided to hold its mixed doubles competition as a standalone event before the
Right.
start of the U.S. Open in this year, 2025. And I don't know what your thoughts are on this. It's like, what did they do wrong to be kicked out of the U.S. Open?
That's what I was wondering too. I mean, not a lot of people are happy with it, and I'm not sure why they would do that. Is it some way of making extra dollars, or is it just I don't know what it is because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
It's,
make sense at all. You
it's
have a slam, and then these guys are not in the slam anymore.
right. So it just don't make any sense. And I saw the headlines. I read a bit of it, but I did not get into detail of it too much.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I just thought it didn't make sense, and I saw a lot of backlash they were getting from such a decision for sure.
yeah. It's not. I don't know. Maybe they have a great explanation that we haven't heard yet, but doesn't look good.
Yeah, I'm sure they must have thought it through, but sometimes I think it's just these people just get in a boardroom, sit down, discuss, and says, "What can we do different?"
Yeah, exactly.
and come up with
Exactly.
something.
Come up with some nonsense.
Yeah,
As I call it.
exactly. I didn't want to say it, but you said it. Yeah,
Oh
for
boy,
sure, it is nonsense.
that's weird,
Yeah.
man. You have to
So
wonder who makes these decisions sometimes. But last weekend we also saw Shapovalov win.
yes, he did, and I was happy to see him win
Yeah,
because it's
finally, a
not
Canadian
some
take a title. I mean, another one. I mean, Felix won a couple weeks ago as well. So maybe Canada's back up the rise now, getting better and better this season.
Yeah, they are doing well. And I think Layla was playing decent for a while there too, but then she lost.
She lost.
So
Yeah,
yeah, the Canadians are playing. Good to see Felix, and hopefully that's a sign of that they're on their way back. That they went through a bad patch, but then
a
they're
bad
now
patch.
ready to win again. Let's hope,
I
because I
agree.
can't. I don't want to see them losing out all the time. We had
Yeah,
so much expectation for both of those players.
yeah. So true. So true.
And the other, Swiatek lost last night in the women's side.
I was looking at that. I'm
Um,
like wondering what's going on over there. In It's weird, right? So it's the Qatar Open, and Sabalenka
yeah.
and Goff both lost in the second round, and then Swiatek
Mhm.
lost to Ostapenko. Just like what is
Yeah,
all the big names are dropping out.
but it's I've noticed over the years Ostapenko seemed to have her number. She seemed to
It
always
seems that way.
win. Yeah, and yeah, she just I wasn't close either. So
No, it was it was a demolition.
yeah, and she was a 6-3, 6-1. That's normally see those scores the other way
The
around.
other way.
But
That is so true.
just enjoy. It's an interesting in the draws now to see how that's going to pan out because these big names, as you said, have gone. So
Yeah,
it's now the players who you're not expecting.
they're the
Sometimes
ones
you
that
want
are
to
doing
go
the point.
see, yeah, you want to go see the but yeah, I'm looking to see Pagula is still in there. So
Yes,
that's a good matchup.
it will be a
Mila
good match.
Fernandez lost. She lost. Yeah,
Yes.
and so some good players are still in there. A couple of good
Yeah.
ones. And
Yeah.
let's see how that goes because I think Jabor is still there too. So let's see if they
Yeah.
can. But you know what happens in these tournaments when the big names are out, the crowd doesn't show up either.
I know. I know. Well, you want to see the big names, right?
Yeah, I remember when I went to the US Open, that's what I expected, and I mean, I was expecting to see Coco because I bought tickets that way, thinking, okay, she'll be here, but then
Yeah,
she wasn't there.
I know. So disappointed,
Yeah,
right?
very disappointed for sure.
Yeah.
All right. But anything else on tennis or any other thing you want to talk about before we get into some cricket?
Well, quickly, golf. I mean, Rory McIlroy said he hung out with U.S. President Donald Trump and played some golf with him, and he believes that Donald Trump is on the PGA side, not the live golf side. So I don't know
It's,
what that's going to mean
yes,
for golf going forward.
but I think I just saw something come across about him regretting the words you saying the things he said. Maybe Trump gave him a call. I don't know.
Maybe he did.
So yeah, he's probably sort of retracting a bit, but yeah, but yes, he
Yeah,
did say that, and a lot of these guys are playing with go and play golf with Trump, and I
yeah,
guess Trump as he is, he's a talker, and he says the things he want to say, and he convinced them what he
yeah.
to side with him.
Oh boy. We'll see how that one works out because if Trump comes out and say he wants the PGA and get rid of live, it'll be interesting to see what happens next. But that's all I'll say about that. That's more politics than
Yes,
sports.
that it is. Yeah, well, the Live seem to be in a bit of a trouble too because I
Yeah,
think the players who they signed the contracts are coming up for renewal, and he's not quite sure. They're not quite sure if they're going to get their contracts, and
I know.
so he wants a big contract. I don't know if he'll get that still. So
I don't think so
I'm not.
either. So
We'll have to see
you don't want uncertainty in a
changes
new and a
on or
new thing. So this is not good for the sport. Uncertainty is never good, especially with
it is
stars.
very. It's really not good because you're seeing that the live golf has not really taken off as they expected,
It has not.
and now they remember they introduced they had you could wear shorts. Now they've brought into the new rule for this year. You have to wear pants, no more shorts.
I know.
So,
Oh, boy.
players are certainly not happy with some of the things that are happening in the live
Happening,
golf.
yeah.
So
It's heading
yeah,
down.
we'll see. To be continued. Yeah.
To be continued for sure, for sure. And quickly, I wanted to mention basketball as well. So
Hmm.
this weekend is the NBA All Star Games, and I don't know. Do you still find it worthwhile to watch it, or a lot of people
I
seem to have
don't
been
watch.
losing interest in it.
I don't watch it anymore.
Neither do I.
Honestly, I found it got boring, and
It
yeah,
does.
they have
Very boring.
just I think they have a celebrity game and stuff now too, and
Yeah, they
what
played that
else?
last night. Yeah,
Oh, they played last night. There were a couple of track and field players playing there.
I think so.
Track and field. I think Russell is it Masai Russell and Shelby
That's it.
McCoon or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Eh,
but
it's
it's
not the
not
same.
something I don't. No, it's not the same, and I find the scores are ridiculous, though, close to 200 and stuff like
I know.
that. No, it's not. It's just it's not even fun. No,
Nah, it's not. I don't know. They're smart people can figure it out, but I mean, right now, I don't know. I don't know who watches it still.
I think maybe the youngsters because when I talk to my nephew, that he talks about it. He's a big
That's
basketball fan. He can tell you every play that happens. He can tell you everything about every player. So
maybe
I
that's where the
guess
support is. That's the spectator
maybe that's
audience.
where, yeah, maybe that's where they're getting at. The kids come in and you bring your parents with you, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's not a good. That's not a bad thing to do to get people showing up. So
That's so true.
yeah. One other thing in basketball. So we saw Jamal Murray, the Canadian. He was a
Hmm.
little ticked off from his last game, so he went out and he said that NBA single game record for points by a Canadian when he scored 55 points. So kudos to Jamal Murray for destroying the courts. 55 points is no joke, man.
No, 55 points is a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I haven't, well, I don't think I'll see, I think I'm going to be out of touch with those sports for a while. 'Cause the only thing I've been seeing on TV here is soccer. No other sport.
No other sport. There's a lot of soccer
Just
happening
soccer,
over there too.
just soccer and cricket. That's it.
That's it. The two biggest
Yeah.
sports in the world, right?
Yeah, two biggest sports in the world. So, but I'd still like to see some golf and some tennis and some,
Yeah,
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 some
true.
other things happening. But yeah, but I gotta
True.
live with this for a while.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Let's anything else we're gonna get on? We
Yeah, we
can
can get
get
over to
into some.
cricket.
So you listen to the England Rogers Sports Hour on Love Bay Afrobeats Music Radio. And Roger, we're going to talk a bit about the West Indies Cricket Championships. Jamaica, not a good thing for you, but Jamaica, they lost to Barbados, and the
They got
captain,
hammered by Barbados, 9 wickets.
yeah, by 9 wickets, yeah. And the captain John Campbell didn't show up, so he didn't make runs, and it looks like the
Yeah,
Odin Smith actually had 50 in the end, and Jevon Royal. So those are the two who
true that
got
did
Jamaica
something.
some respectable score in the end, 231. And Barbados, not even a big score, I don't think. They had 293 all out. It's another very big leader. Jonathan Drake's, he's had another century.
I
And but
noticed.
Jamaica batted second time they didn't do it that well in the
They
second
didn't do
innings. One
anything at all. They couldn't get to 200. And if you can't get to 200 in this game, then you're done.
yeah, they were pretty much done. So kudos to Barbados for winning. And
But bowling
yeah,
well. I mean, they had it. They did well. I think
they did
Blackwood didn't show up at all. Campbell, I think,
no.
had some starts, but he didn't go anywhere with it. So after that, yeah, I don't know, what's going on there. But Barbados look good. They really look good.
Yeah, they did. And I was actually thinking that Jamaica, Blackwood, he said he wanted to get back into the West Indies team, but then he had
He
one
did.
good score, and then after that, I haven't seen
Nothing
anything.
else.
So
He has been taking
it's a
wickets
good.
though. I don't know. He could come in as an all
Yes,
rounder.
that's right.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's bowling more now,
Yeah, yeah.
so
I
he's
think he's
looking
in
to do that.
trouble. I think he's in trouble. I don't think
Yes,
he's coming back to the team. John Campbell has a much better chance, in my opinion, than him.
yes, I think so very much that way.
And Kurt
In
McKenzie
other,
seems to be another one that is done as well. I don't know what's going on with him either.
he's not doing anything, and he was played
Yeah,
for West Indies, and a lot was expected from him.
he
So
hasn't showed up
hopefully
yet.
someone can work with him. Yeah, hopefully someone can work with him and get him back on track. So
Yeah, yeah.
from what I'm hearing, not a lot of the youngsters in the Caribbean in general now in cricket like to work too hard. They just want to show up and play.
Yep,
So
that's I call it the young people trend of the This is the new generation, Ingle. It's not about work, it's
yeah,
about the results. So, I come and I just get the results. And it's like, no, no, you got to work for the results. They
I
talked about
believe
Usain
that.
Bolt training for 10 years to run less than 10 seconds in a race, right? So, you know what? They have to understand it takes work to get to where you want to be at the top.
Yes, definitely. And in the other matches, Trinidad and Tobago versus Leeward Islands, I'm actually wondering what kind of pitch they played at St. Kitts because
I'm totally
Trinidad,
confused. It's like, what is that going to be like 10,000 runs in that one game? What is this?
it's yeah, Trinidad 529 for five declared. I thought, okay, Leeward Islands really gonna be behind this one.
Yeah.
204 by Mohammed, his third consecutive century in this year. Is he a late bloomer, Roger?
I think he retired. It's like, his life starts after you retire. I don't know what's going on here.
Yes, he probably retired from international cricket, but he is playing some fantastic cricket regionally.
Crazy, crazy batting he's going on with right now.
Yeah, and he's doing very well. So, um, and 100 from 152 from Joshua De Silva, his first
Yeah.
century for the season. So,
I think he was
couldn't
sending a
ask for
message to
better.
say, you know what, you guys kicked me out over there. I'm still around. I still can play. I can bat. Because remember, you were saying Imlach is a better batsman than he is. But who knows? At
Yes,
150 now, maybe he's not.
he's trying to show, but maybe it's the pitch because if Leeward Islands in their reply, they had an opening stand of 220. Michael Lloyd, he had 110. And
Yeah,
Karim Henry in his second match getting 100. So
yeah.
first 100. And they're actually now batting at 389.5. So
Yeah, as
that's
I
a
said,
lot
they're
of
gonna get over 1,000 runs in this game. I don't know. It's just about first innings points, but
it's,
I think it begs the question to England. I'd be interested to hear your thought on this.
which
I
one is
always
that?
usually they complain about the batsmen not getting enough runs, I know, right. This year there has been more centuries and more half centuries than ever before. What has changed? Is the batsman suddenly so great? Is it the bowlers that bad, or is it the pitch?
I think the pitch there, as we say back in homeland, they're preparing some graveyards. It's just so easy our road. Or it's so easy to bag. You could close your eyes and play a shots and you're fine.
It seems
You
that way because I've lost count. I think they have like 17 centuries already. It's what, the third round or
know,
something? It's
third round
ridiculous.
of match. You still have two round now. This round to finish on another round, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
and how many double centuries? I mean, we haven't seen double centuries a lot, and suddenly we have like three or something. Like, what is going
Yeah.
on here?
I was actually running to Richie Richardson at breakfast this morning. He's the other
Right.
match referee for a series, and we were chatting about West Indies cricket a bit. And yeah, I was saying, asked him the same question. I said, "I'm seeing some big scores. What do you think it is?" And he actually think it's the pitches and not the pitches
Okay.
are easy.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I forget which one of the bowlers said that, after a few overs, the pitch doesn't help you anymore.
yeah, I think the preparation. There's no one of my friends actually commented on Facebook that he was watching the game and he's a former he came onto the show, John
Okay.
Maynard. He was on the
Yep.
show. He
Yep.
said he said he was watching the game and he can't understand the pitch they're playing on is brown and the one next to it is green. So you don't understand why they took all the grass off of that one and
Yeah.
then give them a pitch to play on. That's and then he actually commented maybe they wanted the hometown boy Louis to get some runs because he had a bad season. So
And you did get the run, so maybe they succeeded in what they were trying to do. But I don't know if it's good for. I don't even know what to say. If it's good for, it's good to see the scores, but it's so overwhelming the amount of centuries and all of that. It doesn't feel real anymore.
no, it doesn't feel real at all. So, but we'll see the verdict when it's done. If it's really good
Yeah,
batting when we play the teams are selected and they play at their next level, we'll see if that's
because
it or it's just tickets.
some people had the argument that people were fighting for their spots and all of that, so that's why people were showing up. But I think other than the pitch, I'm not sure they talked about the ball as well, but other than the pitch, and I think it's doing a disservice to the game because no disrespect to Jason Mohammed, but I think he's scoring some of the runs. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, one guy actually commented on Facebook today that Jason Mohammed should be selected for the geriatric team.
Be the captain.
Yeah, but he's consistent. He's been good, and yeah, it's something's going right for him. You
Very right.
know, yeah. Quickly, other scores: Windward Islands versus Combined Campuses. Windward's 248, Combined 216 and 29 without loss. That win, that's rain delayed at the moment.
Yeah,
And in Guyana 253 all out, and West Indies Academy 123 for four. That's the day-night game, so that
yeah,
continues later today. And the Guyanese, as you said, they're not getting a lot of runs, but I realized that Imlak is not playing this game. Oh, is he? Oh, I'm looking at the run score sheet. Sorry, that's that. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, he did play. He only had four.
yeah.
Matching and one. So not a lot of runs.
In that game, yeah, yeah.
Sinclair got 29, 66 from Ronaldo. Sounds
Okay,
more like a soccer name.
it
And
does.
Moti continuing his good form. He had
That's
52.
50, 50, 50, yes, yes.
Yeah, that's good. And then West Indies Academy, Augusta, he had 43. Teddy Bishop, who I want to see so much of, he's not doing well though. He's got a zero and Clark 43. And
Yeah, it's a bad time for Bishop to be losing form, man.
it is. And Callan Tuckett, who coming off of 100 last week, realizes the reality of life. He only got 11. He got to start all over again. So
Came back down to earth.
came back. Yeah, exactly. So he didn't have a big one. So that those games continue. It's early morning
Yeah,
there, early start. So
yeah.
we will update you as usual. In other cricket news, India and England. I was just one-sided series. When we left, the ODIs were starting, and England didn't even look like they were competing.
I
And
don't know
I'm not
what's
sure.
going on there, but it's if we talk about the same thing 2 weeks in a row, it tells you that England is in trouble. Because I think
They're
we
in
said the
trouble.
same thing last week that they're doing nothing, and this week
Yeah,
they did nothing again.
yeah, they lost at 3-0, so not very good for them. Other
I mean,
series,
it's
go ahead.
always interesting to read the English papers, and I haven't looked at them, but I can just imagine how they're
Oh
getting
yeah,
trashed over there right now.
yeah, they probably put Archer's picture on the front page. Yeah,
So,
and the other series with Sri Lanka and Australia, they
really,
lost the test series 2-0, but Sri Lanka turned around and won 2-0 in the ODI. So a
that was
bit
a
of
surprise, big surprise to me actually. I didn't expect that one. Didn't see it coming.
no, it was a big surprise, and wasn't close.
No,
Especially the second game, 281 Sri Lanka and 107 all out Australia,
I,
and
I I can't even explain how that could happen because Australia is usually one of the more consistent teams, and I don't know, they look good coming in, and they just suddenly lost 2 games in a row, like really beaten, not just fighting to be beaten, they were actually beaten comprehensively.
they were comprehensively beaten. Yeah, and good for Sri Lanka and going into Champions Trophy. Not good for Australia going into Champions Trophy at all.
I know.
So some of the teams, and they without some big players, Australia for the Champions Trophy. So that's a lot of things that are happening
Yeah,
there.
let's we go forward.
And there's a tri series going on with South Africa, Pakistan, and New Zealand. And New Zealand have won again. They are looking pretty good.
Yeah,
And Williamson, I watched some of that game. Kane Williamson, he after he got out, I thought there would be in a bit of trouble, but they came back and won quite easily. And they're 2-0, Pakistan are 1-1, and South Africa are 0-2. So
and
they've got
again,
one
South
more.
Africa is the one that you can just never. Well, Pakistan is the one you just never know what you're gonna get, but South Africa, I don't know. They tend to just show up or they don't show up.
That's so true. And I mean, you just wonder some because I mean they scored well. They scored 352 and lost, so they must be thinking Pakistan showed up that day. They scored 355 before,
I know, I know.
and
That was an
yeah,
interesting game.
it's a different. As you say, Pakistan, you never know what you're gonna get from them.
Yeah,
So,
they go from game to game, sometimes from innings to innings.
and yeah, and these games have been played in Karachi, so
Yeah,
I guess they've gone there early to play the series in preparation for this Champions Trophy.
yes, yes, yes.
Other cricket news now, Cricket West Indies is pleased to announce that the full member shareholders have officially approved the historic set of governance reforms at a special meeting on Sunday, 9th February. The landmark decisions represent a significant step in modernizing the organization's governance structure, enhancing accountability, and ensuring long-term sustainability of West Indies cricket. Do you think that?
I don't know. Did they say when they're going to implement them, or did they say they just accepted them? Because I think there's a difference there.
They said they accepted. I believe it probably is going to be implemented at the meeting coming up. The AGM, I think, is coming up.
I hope
So
so. I hope so.
I,
It's positive to see
I
that. I'm not sure if it's a Chris Daring thing because I know he likes that type of paperwork stuff to be in place. So I'm happy for that, and hopefully it's going to happen. But I don't know. Yeah, it would be good for it to happen. Is the best way to put it.
yeah, it must be going to be at the meeting because the reforms include the increase of the term of the president and vice
Yeah,
president from 2 to 3 years, and
yeah,
the election is in March, so I think it's probably going to take effect from then.
yeah,
And I don't know if you've been following. I'll just read the final news and notes, and then we can discuss a bit about Shallow. Newly appointed Chief Executive Officer of West Indies Cricket, Chris Darren, met with Trinidad and Tobago President Azim Basrat and of other executives of Trinidad and Tobago Board as part of the ongoing engagement of regional stakeholders. Daring is basically going around to see different countries are at, and
yeah.
having discussions with them. So that's something you expect him to do,
Yeah, you know
and
what?
hopefully he can do.
He understands that you gotta socialize the message, and everybody has to hear it. And smart guy, so he's doing the right things. Hopefully, there's no ulterior motives in anything he's doing. But at this point in time, I think he's just trying to get everybody on board, everybody on the same page, and start building something.
Yes. Now, one of the things he says, Wiley's no stranger to cricket administration. The landscape of the industry is always evolving, so it's crucial to reacquaint himself with the stakeholders across the region. So he said
Yes,
each territory has a unique challenge and opportunities, and I want to ensure that the vision of CWI aligns with the realities on the ground. That makes sense.
he's gonna make a lot
So
of sense,
I'm
which is good. Which is good. It's a good start.
definitely a good start. I'm not sure if you've been following, but there's some back and forth between the prime minister of uh, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Shallow, West Indies
And they're
for
still fighting because
president.
he said Shallow was a total failure, right?
Well, he's now Shallow is now campaigning. He says while he's in office of West Indies, so Shallow is looking to run as a in political in the opposition party for a seat, and he says Shallow is he's keeping one and campaigning, hoping if one don't work out, then he has the other one still to fall back on. But he don't think a West Indies president should be actively campaigning in politics because West Indies cricket is so crucial that you make up your mind you're going to be
It's
there.
gonna be one or the other.
Yes,
I actually agree with the prime minister. I don't know. Do you agree with the prime minister?
I do agree with the prime minister with that one.
Yeah.
He actually also says that St. Vincent was promised Australian matches, but because of the elections, upcoming elections, Charlotte didn't want the government to look good, so he gave the games to St. Kitts.
Oh boy, I think those two just need to get into a ring, and I get some popcorn.
Yeah, so well, and you know Ralph Gonzalez, he's gonna hold, not gonna hold back. But
Nothing is going to be held back, and he's passionate about whatever he's saying. Trust me on that.
yes, and yeah, he's really passionate about it and saying like, Charlotte is not supposed to be holding West in his office while he's campaigning.
I agree. Agree.
Yeah,
Agree. it's going to be interesting to see
yes,
how that one works out. But I mean, yeah, it's bad for cricket if what Shallow is doing. I don't think it's a good thing to do because you don't want politics in the sport, right? And now suddenly he's pushing that in.
he is, and he came out with his statement saying that he St. Vincent not getting the games had nothing to do with what the prime minister is saying. But I don't know. I'm sure there's some truth to what the prime minister is saying because we know that people look at all those things because
Yeah, yeah.
St. Vincent just had some matches and the stadium was full every
Full,
day.
yeah, yeah, every day.
So
I
uh,
think Shallow had no
you know
choice.
how
He had to say what he said though, because he had to say no, no, it had nothing to do with it. Everybody
of,
knows it had something to do with it.
of course he had no choice definitely.
Yeah.
So anyway, to be continued, and I think that's a good way to end the cricket discussion.
It's an interesting way. It's a sort of funny way, but it's a very serious way to end it as well.
It is, yes. So you're listening to the Raj and Ingle Sports Hour on Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, and Roger can get into some track and field because some good things are happening there.
Yeah, track and field is, as you say, it's warming up. It's getting hot, and I think last weekend it must have been a record-breaking weekend because
Mhm.
the Millwall's games was last Saturday, and we saw Grant Fisher, who was actually born in Calgary, Canada, but grew up in Michigan. He set the tone with a time of 7 minutes 22.91 to break a world record set by Ethiopia's Lameka Germa 2 years ago, 723.81. So that was world record number one at the Millwall's games. Um, the second behind him was Cole Hocker, who did
Mhm.
723.14, which would have also broken the former world record. So to see two guys going on the former world record shows just the type of year we're going to be having on the track and field distance races this year.
Wow. I didn't realize so much world records. Right? I didn't realize Fisher had broken the record. I saw
Yeah, he
the,
did. He did.
but yeah,
So
that's I actually when we left last week. I remember you told me about the games, but when I remembered and turned on, it was just about finishing. So
finishing up, yeah. We also saw Jared
that's
Negus, who I happened to meet in France. He also had a world indoor mark, so he won the Wanamaker Mile in a world record 3:46.63, breaking the 3:47.01 that was set by another Ethiopian, Yomishkel Jelka, nearly 6 years ago. So, the guy second to him, Hobbs Kessler, he did 3:46.90, so he would have also broken the former world record. So the two world records that gone, two guys were under the old record. So it shows that it's some serious running. It's the mile, it's just some wicked running out there. And the capital of Ingle, Grant Fisher came back last night and he set a second world record in 6 days as he won the
wow.
5,000 meter over there in Boston, doing 12 minutes 44.09 to smash
Yes.
the old record of 12:49.60 set by another Ethiopian, Kenenisa Bikeli, in 2004. So three world records in 6 days. Can you believe that?
I don't know. This track and field records are going like crazy these days. I wonder if it's new shoes, the track, whatever it is, but something's
Combination
happening.
about.
Yeah,
I know it's the medication, it's the AI working. And to cap it all off,
tra-
Inge Britson, he saw the record that Jared Nagusi did on Saturday. So on Wednesday, he smashed that record. So, the 1 mile record of 3:46.63 by the Goose last Saturday was broken right away, I should almost say, by Inge Britson, who did 3:45.14. So he destroyed that record on Wednesday in France. So, that's four world records now, just
and
like that. They gave him another one, Inge Britson, and I'm sort of new to this, but so he broke the world record for the mile. But on his way to the mile, they timed how he did in the 1,500 meters, which is 100 meters less. And he broke the world record for 1,500 meters while getting to the world record for the mile. So they actually gave him two world records for one race. I'm not sure what
I,
your
s-
thoughts are on that.
I
Two
saw
world.
that, but I don't think that's something that should be done because I saw that he had a 3.29, is it?
Yeah,
Three two
3:29.63.
three, yeah, and yeah, I just wonder, like, I don't think that's fair to do it like that,
I
honestly.
don't think so either. It's sort of new to me, and I can get it that the technology is there that will support, you know, accurate stats and all of that. But I don't know. I
If
don't know
that's
what
the
to do.
case, you're gonna probably see a lot of more world records being broken because these long distance runners, they're gonna at certain points they're gonna be faster, right?
Exactly. I mean, somebody he could have lost the race and didn't get the mile record, but still broke the 1,500 meters while not even winning the race. So I'm not
Exactly.
sure exactly how this is going to keep going, but they gave him two world records. So yeah, world records are just flying all over the place. It's in the distance race, though, not in the sprints. So let's see if the sprinters can step up eventually. But for now, that's four world records in a week. You don't see that
Yeah,
very often.
yeah, that's something special.
It is. It is. In some other results, we saw a lot of world leading times as well. So Akira Nugent from Jamaica, she ran a world leading 7.75 to win the 60-meter hurdles over there in France as well, the same meet as Inga Brixen. While Grant Holloway ran a world leading 7.36 to also win the 60-meter hurdles there. And of note for Grant Holloway, he has not lost a 60-meter hurdles race since high school. That's like
That
2014. So it's a long time that he hasn't lost a 60-meter race. And that's something special. And I see how long he can keep going with that.
that is very special.
Very, very special. In some other results, we saw some Jamaican results last weekend. The Mario Prince, he ran 7.57 to win over there in Texas. New personal best for him on the night ever doing that. We saw Tajay Gale, who switched camps and he's now training over there in St. Elizabeth. He went over there to Arkansas and he jumped 8.15 meters. So a good start to his season. Maybe the new coach is doing better than MVP's Stephen Francis. Who knows? We will see. But he's off to a good start. He won with that. And we also saw Stacey Ann Williams. She ran 51.31 over 400 meters to defeat the national record holder, Nikisha Price, who did 51.71 in that race. So it's good to see the Jamaicans coming up and get ready for the World Indoors coming up next month. Brenna Liston, who a lot is expected to come from LSU, she ran 7.13 in her heats, but didn't show up for the finals. She's saving herself, I guess. Jodian Williams ran 7.14 personal best to win over there in Clemson, while Therese Roden also ran a personal best, 115.68 personal best to win the 600 meters. So very fast times. We saw Nisha Berger in 39 in New Mexico, which is a little altitude, so it may be faster than normal. But at the end of the day, the Jamaica team is looking like it's going to be quite strong going over there to World Indoors next month in China. But Jasia Spears, I think I mentioned her last week that she's one to watch out for in the sprints. She ran a world leading 7.02 to win the 60-meter race over there in the Melrose Games last weekend. So lots of fast times dropping in England. World records dropping, fast times dropping. Unbelievable times we're living in right now.
It is good. But it's good though to see everybody's running good and running fast times too. And as I say, records are made to be broken, so it's good.
And they have certainly been broken, which is exciting for the sport. So let's see if it continues to generate interest, as the times are just really off the charts right now.
Yeah, the one that I don't expect to see broken is Usain Bolt's record.
Yeah, that's out there. We'll see if they can do anything close to them. But right now, it doesn't really look that way.
I don't think so, yeah.
Yeah. In some news and notes, I don't know this back and forth chatter for years now. I don't know if it makes sense or if it's important, but Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill officially agreed to challenge each other this year, either in the spring or the summer. But they don't even know what distance they're running there. So how could they officially agree to race while they don't even know when they're going to race or what distance they're racing over?
Doesn't make any sense. It's probably just drumming up some excitement and hopefully some people will. It don't make sense.
Sounds that way, But what is always good to see different sports intermingling, So Hill, the fastest running back, they say, the fastest the fastest sprinter. So we'll see how that one goes. We also saw for the Grand Slam track meet that's scheduled for April 4 to 6 in Jamaica, 6 more Jamaicans have been named to show up as challengers there. So they're trying to bring as many Jamaicans to generate the crowd interest as well. So Hansi Parchment, the Olympic hurlers champion, sprint hurlers champion. Daniel Williams, two-time world champion. National 400 meter hurlers champion, Malik James King. Alana Reid, the world under 20 world 100 meter champion. Hurdler Orlando Bennett, and Paris Olympic 400 meter hurlers finalist Cheyenne Salmon. So the meet is coming together, Ingle, in April 4 to 6. You said you should be there, so I'm hoping to be there as well. So it will be an exciting meet.
It should be a very exciting meet. I'm looking forward to it, actually. I think it's going to be some. I mean, I'm sure everything new has some little issues, but I'm sure it's going to turn out to be pretty good.
Yeah, one of the issues that's coming up now is, and this is just, again, it's politics, but it's sports. They're saying that when Vybz Kartel had his Freedom concert or whatever it was at the stadium, it destroyed the track. So now they have to fix the track. So I think Regapolo, who laid the track down, went and just patched it. But all of a sudden, the track is very ugly now because it's patchy all over the place. Yeah. So they're in trouble. It can't look like that for April 4th. They have champs. Yeah, the champ is March 25th. So they have between Gibson Relays, which is next week, Saturday, and champs to relay the track. And they're saying it's impossible. Grand Slam Athletic is saying we're going to bring our own people from the States to do it. It is possible. I don't even know what's going to happen here, Ingle. They're saying they could probably just paint it, and they don't want to do that. They want to relay it. But it has to be very, 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 very dry, no rain for them to do it. And in Jamaica, they just don't know when they're going to get rain. So, as you said, issues come up, but man, this is a big one.
It is a big one. And I'm sure the Grand Slam, they don't want to start off on a bad note. And they want to, for television, everything has to look good. So,
it has to look great.
Great. So I think they're gonna spend as much money as possible. Could it be employed by Jamaica to get a new track?
Well, that's probably part of it, but I think the government is in trouble because the government has to do this because they almost have to do this, but they also promised cricket that they're going to do the lights at Sabina so they can have
Yes.
day night games there. I know they say they can't have enough money to do both, so it's like, okay, who's going to win
Some
here?
some sponsor need to come on board.
Maybe Grand Slam is going to have to do it themselves. Who knows?
Yes, maybe they will. Yeah.
They're probably not going to be too happy about that, though. So let's see. Let's see how that works out. But I think it's interesting to see how this works out because it'd be great to have a brand new track, and it would be great for Grand Slam to be very successful kicking off in Jamaica. So a lot at stake here.
Mhm.
A lot at stake.
That's so true.
We also saw our favorite athlete, Usain Bolt, coming out, and this is it's not expected, but not quite. But he came out and said he believes that he is a national hero. I don't know how you feel about that. Should he?
Uh,
I mean, there's a lot of thought that he should get it. The government is saying he's a sports hero. They want to separate it, but I don't know. Do you believe what he says that he is a national hero?
I actually believe that. I don't agree with the politicians who think it should be a sports hero or no, you're still a national hero, and politicians try to seem to think that only politicians can be national heroes. So I totally he is. I mean, Sir Gary Sobers is a national hero, living national hero. Viv Richards is a
Yep.
national hero.
And so
So
is
why
Rihanna.
you
So
yeah, so why isn't you and Usain Bolt a national hero? I mean, come on.
I don't know what the
I
government
don't
is holding out for this. I can't understand why they're fighting it, but what he has done, he deserves to get that
he's a
title.
world hero. He's a world hero, not even
Yeah,
just national.
he is.
Yeah.
He is. And it's frustrating for him because he believes he should be given that national hero. He's not getting it. But also,
Mhm.
his stolen money is over 1 billion Jamaican dollars. And for the last 2 years, he said he hasn't gotten back a cent and not even having conversations about it anymore. And he's getting very, very frustrated. So, they're
Yeah.
knocking him with the national hero and they're not giving him back his money. And Bolt is just not a happy man right now.
Yeah, he's not. I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, they need to do that. They need to sort out this thing because they knew who took the money. They know the fault. There must be some insurance to cover stuff like that. So
Something, yeah, they
yeah,
have to fix
they
it,
need
man.
to.
It's going on for too long.
And yeah, it is too long.
I don't know. And finally, in track, Shelly and Fraser Price, she got the keys to the city of Kingston. I think this is the second time she's getting it. But anyway, she got the keys to the city of Kingston, and there was a lot of big announcements and a big ceremony and all of that stuff. So kudos to her.
Yes.
But at the end of it, she donated 50,000 US to her alma mater, Wilma's Girls. So kudos to Shelly. Getting the keys in one hand and donating 50,000 US to, on the other hand, to her former school. So great event. Just a great event.
Yeah. And then last week I actually forgot to ask you what you thought about her new thing. She's launched Afimi
Yeah.
products.
So yeah, if
Yeah.
you're Jamaican, you understand what that means, Afimi. But anyway, I
Yeah.
think it's mine, is all it's saying. But yeah,
Yeah.
she's had it for a little while, but it was local based. But I think she's going international with it now.
Yeah. She
So she was in
launched
New
in New
York.
York. Yeah.
Yeah, she was
That's
in New
pretty good
York.
actually.
So
Yeah.
yeah, she's been one of the. I think she's the number one here supplier in Jamaica right now. So she's doing very well business wise, not only on the track.
She's got everything sorted out. But,
Yes.
oh, but before we get off the track, Roger, I don't know if you, um, yeah, this side in your notes, but Julian Alfred, we didn't talk about
Yes.
her and what she did.
Yeah, she came back and she's been forced to run the 400 meters and she ran a national record, St. Lucia national record. It's
Yeah,
a weak record because she ran 52.97, which is great for her.
for her,
But
yes.
she actually finished like the 20th overall with that time. So
Mm,
huge for her because she's a 100-meter sprinter who doesn't even like the 200 that much. So to go 52 in a 400 is really good for her. But yeah, it's a big national record. So she keeps breaking records for St. Lucia every time she touches the
so
track.
much, yeah, yeah, she does. Yeah, so well, she's their hero. I'm sure she'll get a national hero status one day.
Oh, she's close. She's probably closer than Bolt.
She definitely is closer than both. Yeah, yeah,
Oh boy. All right.
yeah.
So
I just
quickly,
thought.
some. Go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was going to switch over to football. So not sure if you had any more on track.
Yes, go ahead. No, I was
Yeah.
just
So
saying that I don't. the separation in the national heroes. So hopefully both
Yeah,
will get it soon.
I hope so. I hope so. If the Prime Minister is listening and the government in Jamaica is listening, please give Usain Bolt national hero, please.
Yes, please.
All right. So in football, the Caribbean is doing extremely well in the under 17 World Cup qualifiers. The qualifying is a little weird because they had 8 groups, and all you have to do is to win your group, and then you get into the World Cup. But right now, we have
Hmm.
3 countries with a great, great chance to do so. So we have the Jamaica under 17. All they need is a draw against El Salvador. We have Trinidad and Tobago if they win against Costa Rica, and we have Haiti who also needs a win. So 3 countries, Ingle, from the Caribbean could be going to the under 17 World Cup based on results this Saturday.
Great.
So we'll see how that one goes. And the under 20 women qualification kicks off this weekend as next weekend, February 20th. So again, the Caribbean is strong with the Trinidad and Jamaica going in there. So looking forward to that qualification as well. And quickly, as you know, we don't have a lot of time. Cristiano Ronaldo, he comes out and he says, "I'm the most complete player to have existed. I think, in my opinion, I do everything well with the football. With my head, free kicks, left foot, I'm fast, I'm strong. The most complete player to have existed." I don't know. You agree with him, Ingo?
I think no, I don't, but I wouldn't even comment on it because it's his opinion. But no, he should let other people say things, not him come out and say that. But
Exactly. People would say so
um,
full of himself.
not, yes, exactly.
The most
So
complete to ever
yeah, I think
exist.
that no, I don't know. I mean, maybe he should have said in his era if he feels that way, but complete,
Yeah.
never. No,
I don't think people even
I don't
agree with
think
him
so.
in his
I don't even
era
think
either.
I don't even think that either. So,
But it's good to have
um,
ego.
yes, definitely good to have that. I think we have come to the end. It's just before Arsenal won, Manchester City won, and yeah, a couple of good scores. I don't. I guess tomorrow will be Man United, right?
Yeah, yeah. Chelsea got, I don't know what happened to them yesterday. They got 3-0 against Brighton.
Three. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just
They're,
something's
they've
not
spent
working
over
right
a
for
billion
Chelsea.
dollars, England, over $1.5 billion. And what's going on with that Chelsea team?
Maybe they're planning for next year.
Maybe that's what it is.
Well, yeah, for sure. We've come to the end of the show. Thanks for joining again for another week to listen to the England Rogers Sports Hour on Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio. Whatever you do for the rest of the day, be safe and be good.
Have a fantastic week, everyone. See you next week.